good afternoon and welcome back to my channel. Sorry, I really haven't put any effort into how I look, so I'm kind of just relying on the fact that my hair is sitting where it wants and I don't like it. Anyway, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Leah. I am the owner of Lero Art, and yeah, we're just going to do another weekly vlog today. I'm just going to get some bits done. I said in the last video that I was working on a bunch of stuff and never actually really updated you on what I was working on. I told you about the ladybirds, I told you about the worms, I told you about the beetle, but I never actually showed you the other stuff that I'm working on, and I am working on a lot. So we're gonna just jump right in today, and I'm gonna show you what I've been working on, because I've just got so many whips literally everywhere. So let's do that first. I still have my whip bucket, basket, tub, whatever you want to call it, and it's just full of everything. It doesn't even feel like a whip basket anymore. It's just a tub of stuff that's near me. There's just stuff everywhere, and I don't mind clutter, but there's so much stuff everywhere, it's actually driving me insane. So I showed some footage of me working on my beetle last week, and this is where we got with the actual base. You saw me get to about here and maybe stuff it, I'm not entirely sure, but this is where we got. So this was the shape I was also trying to describe, by the way. So square-ish bottom, round. What would you call this? What do you call this? What do you call this? And then I started working on the wings as well, which are going to kind of go like this. So for the wings on this one, I have done some colour changes, as you can see, and then the finer details I'm going to crochet and sew on. I just think that'll be a really big help with this, because the making of this is very similar to the ladybird. It's a lot of making things separate and then attaching them later. And honestly, to reduce costs and time and everything, I don't want to say I want to be able to do them as quick as possible in like a cheap way, but I obviously want to be able to get enough out. So because I mentioned that I do my prices based on time, I don't want to be taking forever on them, because I want you guys to be able to buy them, and it also means that I can make more of them. Basically, I need it to be time and cost efficient, and if this is anything like the ladybird, I'm not sure if it will be just yet, but you never know. This one isn't as complex as the ladybird. The ladybird just has a lot more details to stick on, whereas this one isn't as bad. But this is where we got with the beetle so far. And then I also have been working on a pig. I don't know if I've shown this yet or not. But yes, I've been working on a pig. I am actually making a separate video for this because it's just such a large plushie. This has come out very life size, and I'm not going to talk in too much detail about this because in that video I go really in depth about this. And I actually found out today that the footage I had already edited has disappeared somehow. Not the footage, I still have the footage, but the actual like edited file, it's disappeared and I don't know where. But anyway, this is the pig, and I believe someone is already wanting this, which is just crazy. And then I've also been working on a crocodile. So this is the first draft, and I really like how like this part of the body is turned out, but I hated how the snout was turning out. It was twisting, which I didn't like, and the shape just wasn't right. I haven't even like stuffed it because I was so ashamed of it. It just didn't look right. So I actually started it again and started it from the snout instead, and this is where we are so far. I'm still not 100% happy, but I'm happier. So I'm going to basically be combining these two patterns together, so it should be more like that, which to me is more crocodile-esque. So yes, I've been working on them. And then lastly, I've also been working on the back. So these are the ears. I'm genuinely really enjoying this. I love the colour palette already, and I'm really excited to get working on it, which I think I'm actually going to make some more progress on this one today, because it's a relatively easy shape. A bit like the worm, it's very kind of like straightforward. So yeah, I'm going to be working a little bit more on the back today, and then I can also make some more progress on Piggy, because that is just little bits of details. Basically today I'm just going to be working on bits, and I'll update you as I go along on said bits. And yeah, we'll just see what happens from there. No guarantees that I will finish anything, but you don't know. You just don't know. What else? Oh, something I started working on for myself. Not necessarily for myself, actually for the house. Let me show you. So I very quickly just touched on the fact that there's just stuff everywhere, there's clutter everywhere. Like, it's one of them things where it feels like the house isn't big enough, but I think it's actually just that we have too much stuff. So I've started working on a bin bag holder, which actually just looks more like a cardigan sleeve, which is a vibe. It's not going to be a cardigan sleeve, and also this yarn just isn't right for a cardigan. That'd be so hot, it's unreal. But yes, this pattern is by here. But I've basically been using my scrap yarns to make this. I've selected a couple yarns out, and I'm going to make the entire thing out of those yarns, sticking with this pattern, which is really cute. I really like it. And I'm going to make a couple of these because we've got different types of bags, so you know, I can be all organised and stuff. But yeah, I do want to be making stuff that isn't always just for sale. Like, I would like to be making some stuff that can be used in the house. And especially because I have so much of like this type of yarn that realistically I just don't know what to do with. The other stuff I would like to make is like beanies in this kind of style, and just, you know, pick out a bunch of colours and make some beanies. And yeah, again, just kind of see how that would go. Like, they may be a for sale thing, or they may just be something where I gift them to people, who knows. But yeah, I'm actually making stuff that's not just for sale and for me. Oh, that reminds me, I've made some other stuff that is actually for me. So as you know, I am a big reader. I don't want to say I'm not as big of a reader as I was before. My reading consumption has gone down a lot. It's a lot more manageable. It's at one point I was just sat reading all the time, which I loved and I needed, and it was just to kind of help me regulate my body back again. And I do really need to start using it a bit more than me just scrolling on my phone. But I have been making myself a book blanket, and I have been using the retro granny square pattern for it. So these are inspired by the 4 book covers books that I've read so far this year. And my intention basically is just to use 3 different colours that are on the cover, and by the end of the year I will sew them all together. I don't think it's going to be like a blanket a year, because I read like 2 books a month at the moment. It may be more, but that's just not enough to actually make a blanket. I think I'm just going to keep adding them on for every book that I read. So, you know, but I won't ever do it if I've read the book twice and already made this, because I don't want it duplicated. But there's going to be no pattern. It's just going to be me attaching them, and people might be like, that's not cohesive. And I'll be like, well, the books I read weren't cohesive. But if you are wondering what I've read this year, you can actually follow me on my Fable account if you are a book reader tracking person. But this is The Magic Cottage by, where is it? It's not on there. This is The Magic Cottage by James Herbert, I believe. This one is Wisteria by Adeline Grace. This one is Scarred by Emily McIntyre, and this one is Misery by Stephen King. So the next few books that I need to do are Hexed by Emily McIntyre, and I think actually that's all I've read since. I feel like there's another one, but I'm not entirely sure. No, I think that genuinely might be it. So yeah, that's a very fast throwing it at you information pool of everything that I've actually made and everything that I've mentioned that I keep making that I've finally shown you. So yes. So yeah, I'm going to work on this bat a little bit more. And yeah, I'll just pop back in and update you when I've made some progress. So yes, we'll do that. We'll do some pig. We'll do some stuff and we'll see what happens. We'll see if I can actually finish anything. I don't know how much of this vlog is going to actually have footage in it because it is bank holiday weekend here in, I'm going to assume everywhere, but especially in the UK because it's Easter this weekend. So I will definitely be around today and tomorrow, but the rest of the time I have no idea. I'll definitely be crocheting. Whether that's my sweet treat party animals or stuff for home, I don't know. Assume this is probably going to be a really short vlog. And we're already, I think it's already like 1:30 today, so progress. But to be fair, I was finishing a video that should be up already. I will link it there on this side. This is last week's vlog. But yes, I'm going to do some stuff rather than keep saying I'm going to do some stuff. I'm actually going to do some stuff. So let's do some stuff. Good morning, and it is actually morning. I have been up, actually just sorting myself out. I had my nails done again, ready for Easter. They haven't been lasting very long recently, so we've tried a new technique and we're starting again. But yep, they look like little M&Ms. Very, very cute. But today, so today's probably going to be the last day that I'm going to be filming for this vlog anyway. Because like I said, it is Easter. But I'm about to insert a clip from last night of the progress I made on the bat. Insert clip here. Would you like to see where we are this morning? We're back here. So you may remember me actually saying that I wanted to make it a affordable and cost-effective size, and as much as I was enjoying like the jumbo size that was literally the ears and the head. It would have cost too much, and honestly I believe I could make it a lot smaller. So for size reference, this was the ears. I'm aiming to make them a bit more like this, so I've kind of readjusted the pattern, going still based on what I was doing before, but just jigging the rows around a little bit, less of them. And I now know the stitch count that if anything goes above it, it's just too big. So I've adjusted the pattern, and so far the highest number is 49 stitches, which isn't too bad. To say that the worms that I do, the max on that I believe is 36. So we're going to see how big it is at that stage, and if I still think it's too big, I'll just redo it again. But yeah, it was just becoming too big, and the amount that I had actually done, I had used an entire ball of wool and I still wasn't finished, so that kind of scared me, which meant I'd have to order even more wool, which I'm never against, but obviously it needs to be better. Ideally, I'd like it like this big, like basically the same size as the worm is the size I'm going for, and the rough size that I want to go for is like 50 by 50 square. If it fits in there, perfect. If it doesn't, oops. That's what we will be doing today. We will be going back over what I've basically started, and I will obviously pop back in and update you again. But the other thing I did do was I started making another worm ready to go. So last night I got here. So we're at the halfway point. This now is just continuous orange till the head. So I'm gonna make some progress on the bat and hopefully get that. I would like that body at least finished so I can detail it another day, and then I'm hoping to be able to finish this. I've got quite a lot of hours available today to be able to do this, And like I say, I can do a bunch of these things over the weekend. It's not a problem. I'll obviously just update you as we go. I may have to just do a little clip like I did in the last video just to show you how it all ended. I apologise also if I don't finish my videos by saying goodbye. Sometimes you just forget and then think, well, I can't. It's if you know, you know. Sometimes you just forget. Okay, but yeah, I believe I can get this done and at least a bat body. This definitely. We shall see about bat body. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start because I'm not even like disappointed. I don't care if I have to start something over. Like, I'm more than happy to do that. The thing that bothers me about starting over is that the wool just never looks the same. It does when you're crocheting with it again, but it doesn't when you unravel it. But it's fine. It's fine. We'll make some progress and I will update you on where we get. And hopefully it'll be a bit further along. I might even have my tape measure out with me to make sure it's not surpassing 50 centimetres. But we'll see. It has in fact been a few days since the last time I filmed. Today is now the following Wednesday, so it's basically been a week since this vlog started. But I'm just I'm just popping on to kind of close up the vlog, show you what I did over the bank holiday weekend, because as I said I was going to, I definitely crocheted over the weekend. I actually tried to limit it as much as possible because my fingers started to hurt. Like, this one in particular is the one that I use for crochet, so I kind of sit like this. I was just getting a really sharp shooting pain. I even got a bit of one then as I was just like demonstrating. So I tried to not crochet as much as possible. However, I just really love it and I found it hard to stay away. So when I did it for a few hours or until like my finger hurt, or just got used to a different position, trying out new positions for the comfort of my hands. But I just wanted to pop on and show you what I made, what I finished, what I started, what I've changed, and yeah, and then that will be the end of the vlog. So let me get the stuff and I can show you, and then I can start the next vlog, which will for me be within a few seconds, for you next week. So first things first, and to be honest, the reason that my fingers started hurting so much is I finished the carrier bag holder. Apologies for the wobbly camera, my tripod's a wobbly bendy thing. Yeah, so this is the carrier bag holder I did. It's currently full of some bags. This is what caused the finger pain, I think, because I used a hook that was too small. Technically it wasn't too small for the yarn, but I doubled it up so then it became too small for the yarn, and this is what made it so painful, because it was a lot of really holding the yarn. So next time, because I will be making some more of these in different colours, I'm gonna up the hook probably like 2 sizes, either by 0.5 or just a millimetre in general. Either way, this is all done full of carrier bags. It did work, and it does work. However, how I wanted it to work in the kitchen hasn't worked properly, because I was just using like the command strips on the side of the fridge, and this apparently is too heavy for the ones I have, so it's going to have to go on a nail in the wall somewhere. But yeah, this is done and I really like it actually. Let me show you up the colours up close. So I've managed to make it so there's like a really nice ombre gradient. As you can tell, the pattern didn't line up because when I first started making it, I don't really know my reasoning behind it, and then I set a reasoning, the plan, and then I figured it out eventually. But yeah, this is done. I also made 2 more worms for sale. So these ones obviously aren't finished, but their bodies are here, so those are up if anyone would like some worms. And the main event, I think, I've got another thing to show you, but this is like the main event. So majority of this vlog is me making the bat, and I've pretty much finished him. I've got his 2 widow feet, which I need to sew on down here at some point, but I want them to sit like flush. Let me try to show you. Like this, so I just need to adjust this so it connects up here, because they need to sit like level. This is the bat, and I'm glad that I changed the size of this because he would have been massive, whereas now he's not. He's pretty good. And I mentioned that I wanted them to be like 50 centimeters. I haven't actually measured it, so let me measure it and we'll see the size that he came out. We'll see if he's 50 centimeters or if he's not. Oh, just shy. With the feet, he will be over 50 centimeters, and honestly, I'm fine with that. He looks great. So I've obviously just got to do his detailing, which I will be doing out of felt, because crocheting that is, while it will always look better, it's going to be really difficult, and I might not be able to get it the right size for it to sit properly, and it will just take such a long time. So while I do crochet some details on the worm, that's just because I can get them to fit and I can get the details small enough. I may try, but it's up here where they're really small, which I think is just where the felt is a lot better. But yeah, I mean, I'm so happy with how this one turned out. It is relatively simple. I still need to do his wings, and I'm really looking forward to them, so I might work on those a bit today in the next vlog. But yeah, we've got this one, and then last but not least, I did work a bit more on the crocodile. I think I showed you how I originally made him before. If not, I will insert some kind of photo or clip here. But if I can get him out, because he's surrounded by yarn scraps from the previous one, because the one that was here, I actually undid because I don't want to waste that yarn. I want to be able to use it. Oh, goodness me. Oh, God, what have I done? So this is where we are at so far with the crocodile. It is a little bit on the wonk. I have recently learnt that depending on which way you do the stitches will stop this turning from happening. But I think I can fix it. If I do some like face shaping, I might be able to fix it. I also haven't stuffed him properly because he's at the big portion right now, so as he shrinks down, he will stuff out a little better. But yep, so far I'm much happier with this. I'm still not 100%, but much happier. Again, with the face shaping, I'm hoping I can point the nose up a little bit more. I don't know, I think the nose might actually be too big, but either way it's fine. And then the rest of it will be making his jaw, so I'll be doing this here and adding the teeths. But yeah, so far I'm really happy with how this is turning out. It's much better than the first one, even though I really like the body of the first one. He's going to be added on to this. Luckily, with pure magic, I managed to make it so that this added up perfectly with this, exactly how I wanted it to happen the first time, but obviously it didn't. Now it does, and I'm very impressed with myself. So this is everything I've made. I'm going to try and get the picture for the thumbnail. Should I put the worm there? Oh, there's just so many tubular items. So many tubular items. Oh, that'll do. Anyway, this is everything that I've made, started, finished, worked on over the bank holiday weekend. It is a lot of work. This is the reason why my finger starts to hurt. Don't do it. Do as I say, not as I do. And yeah, I'm going to go. I haven't done an outro in a very long time. I always forget what I'm supposed to say, or if I'm even supposed to say it professionally. Who knows? Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining me on any of the vlogs that you watch, but especially this one today. Subscribe, leave a like and a comment down below. Let's leave either a bat or a crocodile emoji in the comments below, and I will see you there. Thank you so much. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.